Hello everybody again, Steve Velocity here. This is day 9, sort of a fast day. Little puttering around out here. And what is this? Yeah, I think I said it's day 9. Anyway, I'm about to go in because I'm pretty beat now. I got to work tomorrow. But tickled pink, I'm telling you, I'm tickled pink. If you ever get a chance to do something like this and you want to save some money, go for it, because you can do a really awesome building project, all sorts of stuff. Just YouTube it. Okay, so here's where I'm at for right now. So since I was playing around a little bit more today, I wanted to kind of show you what it looks like whenever you detail the building out. You put the trim up, and obviously you're dealing with pallet, like plywood, and all of it's not grade A. As a matter of fact, it's not even really what you'd say is grade A exterior paneling or plywood. But if you do it right, then you will also basically just put paint on it and put a really good healthy dose of paint on it. And hey, it's free, and I think it will last quite a long time if you take care of it. So as you can see, I'll just kind of walk you up. These right here are the slats from pallets that are like these. Basically, it's this stuff right here, right there. So this had plywood on it, but other pallets that we have at work have those slats. And they come off very easily, by the way. The slats do. You can just tap them off with a hammer. These are a little bit more challenging to get the plywood off, but good sawzall and a little technique and you'll get really good at it. So kind of the cool thing that happened today was we were trying to figure out, well, what are we going to do about a door? And these were 2 gates that had been on a deck. It was part of all that deck wood over there that earlier in my video series I said I'd got a bunch, and whatever I thought I might need, even if I didn't know what I was going to use it for, I grabbed stuff. So this is the upper right here. This is the upper part of the door, and that's the lower, obviously, and those are 2 separate gates. And then what I did is I took some 2x4s, cut them down, and I tied things together, and I just took plywood and put it on the back. Now, I kind of like the effect of having this visible with the plywood on the back. And so these are kind of backwards. They're like you're looking on the inside of a fence. We remember the hardware I'd gotten before. It's highly functional. And of course, there was this. Matter of fact, I didn't know what I was going to use to do this with, but I just took one of those pallets, the aluminum pallets that I had, and I went ahead and had cut that down and screwed it right in there, and it works perfect. So I definitely got to give kudos to my wife, Jessie, because she was the one who suggested that I use these doors, and she was the one that suggested that I use that cut-out piece of aluminum from the skid. I just had to figure out how to kind of cosmetically make it look all right. So I love the brown color. If you look at the trim, it's rough carpentry, but that trim really kind of details it out a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the trim on the corners, both sides, and then I'm going to go ahead and put the trim here. And I think the effect is with the size that I have, you know, you'll see that the trim line, you'll see places like this right here where they'll all kind of line up. But I may even just spackle this stuff and then sand it down and paint it so it looks all smooth. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the top. There's a lot of detail work here, and I haven't really decided if I'm going to leave that trim as it is right there or bring it up a little higher. Either way, it's just a shed, so it doesn't really matter. So once I detail this whole thing out, it's going to look pretty cool. So I spent all day today on this door and on the trim, basically, and didn't get some of the other stuff done that I wanted to do. The threshold wouldn't let me close the door, so I have to rethink that. Let's see here. The door is really, really nice. I mean, if you look at it, it's totally solid. I got it all screwed in, and it swings really nice. It gives me just enough room now to get my lawnmower in here once I build my ramp. And I might have to lift the grass guard, but other than that, you know, it should be fine. And of course, now this is dried in, so any wood that I still want to use on the project, I can keep it in here. I've decided I'm going to go ahead at some point, and I'm going to go ahead and put plywood in here, even though it minimizes some of the space. Maybe half-inch plywood, so I'm going to lose an inch all the way around in circumference. But I decided that I really do want the plywood because of all the creepy crawlies that are going to get behind these pallets and that kind of stuff. So a little bit more work, but I think it's worth it. And then these right here, I had already gotten a set, and they got wet, basically the other set, so I decided to get some more. These make great workbenches. All you have to do is take 4x4 stock, and you can see this right here. I'll be able to just nail that right in there. They're a little heavy, but with a couple 4x4s, I could even make a two-tier shelf. So I haven't decided if I'm going to put them in here or in my garage, but we'll see. I don't know how much room I'm going to have once I get all my stuff in here. So anyway, I'm making lots of progress, but it's taking a lot more time than I had thought about, especially now that I'm getting into the detail work. All right, let's get that thing in there. All right. So lots of detail work. Get my thing locked. All right. Now, somebody wants to bust into that, they can still bust into it, but, you know, lock, stop, honest people. All right, I think that's it. I'm getting ready to call it quits because it's like in the mid-90s today, very humid. It's been humid all weekend, but today is a little bit worse than the rest of the weekend was. So let's give you one more quick look. I'm tickled pink about the way this thing is turning out. That just gives it a charm. That gives it a distinctive look, you know. And I think we decided not to do brown on the trim. I think I'm going to go ahead and paint that door. I might go ahead and keep the door brown as a contrast just because it looks so cool. So we'll see. Green everywhere else, including the trim maybe. Everything's kind of up in the air, you know. You can do what you want when you change your mind when you build stuff. So anyway, Steve Velocity is going to get some rest, and hopefully all your projects are going well also. I'll talk to you later.